Welcome back to another episode of The Daily Threat, your trusted source for the latest cybersecurity news and insights. Today we have a jam-packed episode featuring three major stories that are sending shockwaves through the digital realm. From cutting-edge advancements in quantum-resistant security to critical vulnerabilities exploited by cybercriminals, we've got it all covered. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. The Daily Threat is proudly brought to you by QIT Solutions, your partner in safeguarding the digital world. Our first story takes us into the realm of quantum-resistant security as Google makes groundbreaking strides with the release of their very first quantum-resilient FIDO2 Key Implementation. This is a significant development that aims to fortify digital authentication against the looming threat of quantum computing. But let's break it down for you. Quantum computing, a technology that can potentially break conventional encryption, poses a dire risk to cybersecurity. Google's innovative solution involves the use of quantum-resistant algorithms in FIDO2 keys, which are physical devices used for two-factor authentication, 2FA. This ensures that even if a quantum computer is deployed to crack encryption, these keys remain resilient. The attackers, in this case, are hypothetical quantum computers capable of exploiting the vulnerabilities of classical cryptographic methods. With advancements in quantum computing, traditional encryption could become obsolete, potentially allowing cybercriminals to breach sensitive data. As quantum computing progresses, the risk of data breaches and unauthorized access becomes more pronounced. Businesses relying on conventional encryption methods could find themselves exposed to cyber attacks that were once unimaginable. Sensitive customer information, intellectual property, and financial data are all at stake. To stay ahead of the quantum threat, businesses should consider integrating quantum-resistant algorithms into their security frameworks. Embracing FIDO2 keys and other advanced authentication methods can provide an extra layer of protection against future attacks. Our next story shifts the spotlight to a critical vulnerability that's already being exploited in the wild, leaving countless organizations in a state of vulnerability. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, has issued a warning about a critical flaw in Citrix ShareFile, a popular file-sharing platform. Cybercriminals are leveraging this vulnerability to gain unauthorized access to sensitive information, potentially leading to data leaks and security breaches. The attackers are taking advantage of a vulnerability in the Citrix ShareFile software, which allows them to execute arbitrary code remotely and gain unauthorized access to the system. This flaw has already been weaponized by cybercriminals, making it imperative for businesses to act swiftly. Organizations using Citrix ShareFile without applying the necessary patches are at high risk. The exploitation of this vulnerability can result in the compromise of sensitive files, financial data, and customer information. Furthermore, data breaches can lead to regulatory penalties and reputational damage. To mitigate this risk, businesses should immediately update their Citrix ShareFile installations with the latest patches. Regular software updates and security audits are essential to identifying and addressing vulnerabilities before they're exploited. Our final story highlights a concerning trend in the world of phishing attacks, where cybercriminals are using hacked websites as a launchpad for their malicious campaigns. Phishers are now capitalizing on compromised websites to host fake login pages and gather sensitive user information. These attackers are exploiting the trust associated with legitimate domains to deceive unsuspecting victims. Cybercriminals are exploiting security vulnerabilities in websites to gain unauthorized access. Once inside, they create convincing phishing pages that closely mimic legitimate login screens, tricking users into divulging their credentials. Phishing attacks have always been a significant threat, but this new tactic raises the bar. Compromised websites can be used to target a wider audience, and victims are more likely to fall for the scam due to the perceived legitimacy of the source. This puts businesses at risk of data breaches, financial losses, and reputational harm. To combat this threat, businesses should prioritize website security by regularly updating and patching their web applications. Implementing multi-factor authentication (MFA) and educating employees about the dangers of phishing can significantly reduce the likelihood of falling victim to these attacks. That's a wrap for today's episode of the Daily Threat. We've delved deep into the world of cybersecurity, from quantum-resistant authentication to critical software vulnerabilities and the evolving landscape of phishing attacks. Remember, the digital realm is ever-changing, and staying informed is the first line of defense. Don't miss out on our future episodes, where we'll continue to dissect the latest threats and provide expert insights to keep you and your business secure. Hit that subscribe button and stay one step ahead of cybercriminals. And of course, a big thank you to our sponsor, QIT Solutions, for making this episode possible. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay secure, and keep your guard up against the ever-present threat of cyber attacks.